The Washington Commanders. The Washington Commanders certainly have an interesting history within their 91 years of professional football. The Commanders started as the Washington Redskins and had quite the controversy over the years to change their name. The team has played over 1,000 games and is just one of the 5 teams in the National Football League with over 600 wins. Let's take a look at some important history when it comes to the Washington Commanders. FedEx Field is home to the Washington Commanders. The Washington franchise started their games back in 1932 at Braves Field. They spent one season there, before moving to Fenway Park for the 1933 to 1936 seasons. That's when they finally found a place they could call home, Griffith Stadium. They played at Griffith Stadium from 1937 to 1960. Then the franchise moved to the beautiful Robert F. Kennedy Memorial Stadium and called that home until 1966. Finally, FedEx Field was built, and from the 1997 season on, that's where the organization has played. As many know, the organization started as Washington Redskins. In recent years, that has turned to controversy, only to see them change to the Commanders. Historical records for the Washington Commanders. Joe Gibbs was one of the most successful head coaches in the organization with over 600 wins and 23 more in the postseason. Joe Theismann is the name that many remember for his time as the signal caller. Art Monk was an elite receiver for Washington. Super Bowl titles for the Commanders. The franchise has won 5 league championships. The first 2 were before the merger. Heading into the 2023 season, Washington has reached the postseason 25 times. The best runs for the franchise came at 1971 through 1976, and then again in 1982 through 1987, where they reached the postseason 5 out of 6 seasons. Famous quarterbacks for the Washington Commanders. There are 5 quarterbacks that most Washington football fans are familiar with. Each of those 5 quarterbacks made a mark on the franchise with their success on the field. The first name, and the leader in passing yards, is Joe Theismann. Theismann leads the franchise with 25,206 passing yards. After that is Sonny Jurgensen, has 22,585. Sammy Baugh with over 21,000, while Kirk Cousins and Mark Rypien round out the top 5. Washington Commander Hall of Famers. The Washington Commanders organization has 15 players in the Hall of Fame. There are 10 others that spent some time with the organization in the Pro Football Hall of Fame. They have 7 guys in management as well. Final Washington Commander tidbits. The Washington Commanders added a new mascot when they went from the Redskins to the Commanders. Mayor Tuddy is a hog, which signifies the offensive line that dominated the league in the 1980s and 90s. The Commanders have the oldest marching band in the National Football League. They have been around since 1937. They play Hail to the Commanders after each touchdown is scored at home. That's it for this video. Thank you so much for making